On today's Solo Sunday news, R-Truth makes his shock WWE return at Money in the Bank. There's details on whether Truth's release was all really a work. There's an update on The Miz's WWE status, and Nikki Bella's WWE return has been confirmed. Hello and welcome to WhatCulture Wrestling, the Solo Sunday news with myself, Andrew Ballard. I hope you're good, I hope you're well, I hope your weekend is going as well as possible. For some of us in the UK, it's been a long old day already. I mean, watching Worlds Collide live last night, then a 4 a.m. alarm to get up for Money in the Bank. Maybe there was a breakfast delivery from a certain Golden Arches with plenty caffeine in me by now. And also the small matter of UFC 316 with no spoilers from me here. But let's get to it and let's get to the shocking news of R-Truth making his WWE return at Money in the Bank last night. Now, Truth shocked the world by turning up at the end of the show during the main event of Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Cena seemingly had the match won, and then a hooded figure entered the ring, their face covered, a full tracksuit on, gloves on. And that person hit Cena with the WWE title, then dropped the hood to reveal none other than R-Truth. Now, this comes hot on the heels, of course, of Truth announcing his WWE release last weekend. As Truth put it then, WWE had just decided not to renew his existing deal, meaning he was to become a free agent once that deal was up. That was followed by Carlito announcing the same as well, announcing that his deal was up in 2 weeks' time. And Sarah Logan as well, Valhalla, announced that she was another one not having her existing deal extended. In the case of R-Truth, this one came as a major shock due to the sheer popularity of Ron Killings behind the scenes. At the time, Fightful Select reported that this was the most shocking WWE release the outlet had covered in its 8-year history in terms of the reaction backstage, with this seen as an extremely cutthroat move by TKO and WWE, with Truth one of the most beloved figures in the company. There was also an outpouring of love and support for Truth on social media from so many people in WWE, with him cited as a hugely positive presence who brightened everyone's day. And when you're on the road, I know wrestlers aren't on the road as much as they used to be these days, but when you're on the road away from your family, you're working the grind, someone like R-Truth is invaluable for morale and for keeping energy levels up. Now, of course, Truth got to fight his childhood hero, John Cena, at the most recent Saturday night's main event. And it was Cena who Truth targeted in his shocking Money in the Bank appearance. This comes on the back of loud "We Want Truth" chants at Raw, SmackDown. Money in the Bank had some. I think I even heard some during Worlds Collide, if I remember rightly. And interestingly, it looks as if R-Truth, now back in WWE, has undergone a slight bit of a tweak as part of this return. If you go to WWE Shop, which has Truth merchandise up, he's listed as Ron Killings rather than R-Truth. So that could be a slight change here for Truth going forward. And sticking with Truth as well, there's, of course, some fans that were speculating that this release, it was all a work, brother. Something that Triple H even, I guess, hinted at during the post-Money in the Bank press conference. He kind of leaned into that way of thinking, that school of thinking. But on this matter, Fightful Select and PW Insider both note that, nah. This release, it was not a work, and that WWE had indeed informed Truth that his contract will not be getting extended. This was all very, very real. I mean, Truth as well has even commented on social media to say, like, nah, this was not a work. So there's no need to have any conspiracy theories on this. In fact, the PW Insider report notes how Truth's return came together in the past 72 hours. So yeah, prior to that though, it's this weird situation of, like, it's a Truth return, but he never actually left because his existing contract, his prior contract I should say, hadn't actually expired yet. As hinted though by Truth's son Christopher on Twitter, a new deal is now in place. So he's still technically on the contract, but they've come to an agreement on a new deal to extend Truth's stay with the company. This comes as well after other promotions had reached out to Truth about coming in and basically showing some interest in bringing him in to work some dates again, which reiterates that this WWE exit, it was very much legit. Fightful also reports that there were a lot of tears over the news of Truth's departure, with Truth himself said to be shocked and kind of disgusted. That's the quote here on what happened last week. One talent told Fightful that Truth was cut in a very cold and impersonal way, with a member of talent relations letting him know rather than any top WWE brass reaching out to him. In fact, Fightful also reports that Truth actually ignored several WWE approaches during this past week. That was until Nick Khan reached out and a new deal was struck, a deal that's been described as a meeting halfway situation. One veteran talent told Fightful how they can tell that Triple H doesn't like fans hijacking creative, and that in terms of this possibly being a work, Triple H is well aware, like, what a bad look, what a bad taste this would leave in the locker room if you were doing this as a work with. I mean, yeah, again, this just reiterates that this is not a work. This was not a work. It's not part of a storyline. I mean, it will be part of a storyline now, I'm sure, but the release, the intended release of Ron Gillen's of R-Truth was very real. In terms of morale, one source told Fightful that it's hard to feel good when Santa Claus has been fired. That was after the news that Truth will not be getting renewed. And I mean, as you'd expect now, this same report notes that there was a lot of excitement. There is a lot of excitement now over Truth's return. But again, it's a return if you never technically left. As for the return, and who knew about it, staff, talent, and the majority of the company were all kept in the dark until just before the Money in the Bank main event, with this all being kept close to the vest. So yeah, R-Truth is back. I say R-Truth, like I said, looks like he could be going by the name of just Ron Killings, his real life name now. A former two-time NWA World Champion, of course, Ron Killings. So yeah. We want truth. The fans have been heard. The wrestlers have been heard. The wider wrestling community have been heard. And R-Truth is back in WWE. Now, away from R-Truth and over to one of his long-time on-off tag team partners, The Miz. Now, on the back of the news of Truth, Carlito, and Valhalla leaving WWE last weekend. I mean, it was... what was it? Saturday and Sunday, I think the news came out of Truth and Carlito. Then Valhalla, Sarah Logan kind of announced she wasn't being renewed. I think that was Monday, maybe Tuesday. But on the back of all of that, there was some speculation that The Miz might be on his way out of the company as well, with some pointing to a lack of WWE mentions on Miz's social media accounts. Now, on that front, the man himself has moved just to go, nah, this is a non-story, and that he is going absolutely nowhere. Taking to Instagram, Miz talked about how he didn't really want to address this situation at all, but felt like he had to due to the speculation about it. Noting how he's not massively changed his Twitter page in 5 years, and stating how he and WWE are in very, very good standing. Miz also plugged Miz Golf being on the WWE YouTube channel, and then also gave a plug to American Gladiators, which is returning with Miz as the one of the hosts. So Miz, like I said, he's basically shot down these rumors, just making the story of his potential WWE exit. Well, that story, it is, as I said, it's a non-story. I mean, to me, Miz seems like a guaranteed WWE lifer, but then I guess so did R-Truth before he was let go, only to not be let go, I guess. I don't. Yeah, I've been awake far too long by this time in the morning. But no, Miz isn't going anywhere. Most recently, he's been seen taking some fantastic black mass bumps, I have to say, on SmackDown from Aleister Black, and also, of course, he's been paired up with Carmelo Hayes. Now, rounding out today's news, not just has R-Truth returned to WWE, but Nikki Bella's WWE return has now been confirmed. Previously, Nikki teased the return at several points over the past several years, as in not just for a one-off appearance, but she's teased like a proper return. Some suggestions as well through those times that maybe Brie Bella could also be joining her and make the return. And now Nikki Bella is confirmed for tomorrow's night's episode of Monday Night Raw. That announcement came during Money in the Bank last night when Nikki advertised for Monday night. Now, there were no further details that have been given on, what exactly Nikki is appearing for, but I mean, with you've got Evolution 2 on the horizon right there, like July the 13th, I believe it is. So it doesn't really take a genius to put two and two together and think that Bella, maybe she's going to have a role to play at that PLE. I mean, it's crazy, man, to think that the first Evolution was nearly 7 years ago. It's nuts, man. Back in, was it November or October? Anyway, it's 2018, which is just crazy, man. But if you think back to that show, Nikki Bella was in the main event, coming up short against Ronda Rousey for... I believe it was the Raw Women's title, wasn't it, at that point in time? Now, on the Evolution 2 front, it was recently reported that the vast majority of talents only got confirmation of that event at the same time you and me did, as in when it was announced during, oh my word, was it Saturday night's main event? I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, there's just been so many shows lately. Backlash, Saturday night's main event, Money in the Bank, Worlds Collide. I mean, I believe it was Saturday night's main event where the announcement was made. But whenever it was, there were reports that most talents only found out about that event when it was advertised, when the advertisement aired. Though those same reports did note how certain top stars and one legend, one veteran was made aware ahead of time, with the possibility of that veteran being lined up for a match. Now, could that be Nikki Bella? Possibly. And if Nikki were to compete at Evolution 2, which is now, like I said, only 1 month away, bringing it back to WWE TV tomorrow would certainly line up nicely for that return. I mean, then the question is, what does Nikki do at Evolution 2? Who does she face? Is it a one-on-one match? Is it some sort of tag match? Maybe it's a battle royal even. I mean, the first Evolution did have a battle royal, which was a whole lot of fun, just getting to see some faces from the past. I mean, given she'll be on Raw, does Nikki's Evolution role involve someone on the Red brand? And if so, who? Rhea Bloody Ripley, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Vaquer, Io Sky. Lots of options there. I mean, let the speculation begin. Although we'll find out soon enough, of course. Like literally, man, tomorrow we will find out tomorrow what sort of plans are in place for Nikki Bella going forward. I mean, for Nikki, she last wrestled at this year's Royal Rumble. And their last match before that was, I believe it was the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble. But in terms of singles matches, I mean, at least televised ones, you do have to go all the way back to that Ronda Rousey match at the first Evolution, which was then followed by, I looked into it this morning, there were a handful of non-televised house shows, live events that she did against Ronda, and also there was a couple of matches against Natalia. But in terms of televised matches, yep, you have to go back to, in terms of one-on-one, you have to go back to that first Evolution back in 2018. And with that brings today's Solo Sunday News to a close. I am tired, man. I need more caffeine, which I probably don't need more caffeine. But anyway, this has been What Culture Wrestling. I have been Andrew Pollard. Be sure to check out this other excellent video that is floating around somewhere on this screen from editor Ryan, who does an excellent job on a Sunday. Good lad, Ryan. But yes, be well, stay safe, and I will catch you next weekend.